Morning, guys. So I'm up really early. I was up really early today because my bloody bag burst. It's the second night it's burst, so not really had much sleep. The cannula in my foot, do you know what I mean? It gave up, I think, on the second day, so it was put in, and it was, it was a real struggle getting that in. And fair play to the red coat, the line service people, the red coat, because listen, this man was in the curtain with me for 2 hours, really trying to cannulate me before on the Friday, just for fear that, my cannula's blowing over the weekend and it was going to be a struggle for anybody else. My veins are obviously not great in my arms at all, in all fairness, at all. However, it just takes some damn time for someone to get it, but it can still be got at. So come the Friday, the red coat that was doing it, listen, he was in there for 2 hours. I was feeling quite faint, I had to have something, a bit of my sweet drink and a little biscuit. And, you could tell he was feeling a bit, you understand what I'm saying? He needed some sugar, let's just say that. So, he did sort himself out, so I'm glad that he's okay. But I'm saying that because it just goes to show how challenging I am, and it's various reasons, isn't it? It's just like a case of being wear and tear, over years, and also just a combination of being dehydrated. So it's all sorts of things. Like they said, it's a bit of narrowing or whatever, but my veins have always been not easy to get at anyway. So I'm speaking early today because, I just feel like I woke up even my heart beating a little bit. Do you know when like when your parents are coming to inspect your room or something's going on or you've done something wrong and your heart's beating a little bit because you don't know what your parents are going to say? Do you know what actually? Do you know I feel that way? I feel anxious. I feel that way. Because you want to say certain things, but this man's going to just divert your clock. You know he's not going to be saying anything that you want to hear, even though you're sucking it up. But you understand what I'm saying? Because don't forget, the bottom line, my goal doesn't change. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't change, does it? So we're in a situation where, obviously, my veins are not great. But we know that. But how does it help? Can you imagine I get all these line infections and they get so bad that you end up having to keep taking the lines out? So perhaps if we caught them before then, we could treat it down the line, to prevent taking the lines out so many times. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't feel like that I'm being taken care of in that way as an individual patient, that he knows. You see, like I always say about preservation of veins, you see what I'm saying about all that? The importance of that. Like people may think, oh, I'm all good, and do you understand what I'm saying? No, you're not anymore. Listen, I'm not more special than you, and you ain't more special. Your veins are more special than me. That you can't be in a situation where your veins just rubbed on, become narrow. It will after a while. We use up all our veins, didn't we? And then you got, like I said, it begins to narrow, and that's the situation with one of this side. So yeah, Monday morning I do feel quite anxious. I feel, for fear that I don't want to be, I just want to know where I stand, and oh Jesus! Since I spoke to the doctor, my consultant, since I spoke to my consultant on the Thursday, I've been nervous. Because you don't know, like I said, you don't know what they're going to say next. You're stressed. You don't know what's going to be happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this week I'm supposed to be transferred to Norfolk Park Hospital for the day for this vascular thing. You're just so stressed about everything because apparently that's going to determine what line that I'm going to have. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I won't have a choice of what line I'm going to have. Maybe I won't have a choice. Maybe it will be in their choice. If my veins are not good, you know what I mean? Then they'd have to go in my chest. But like I said, I just can't see how he is not seeing. He's not looking at my case as a patient. I don't understand that. You're dealing with me as a patient. You have to deal with me, go back into my history as a patient. And it's a known fact, which I don't understand what he's not seeing. It's a known fact. It's a known fact that I have these silent bugs, and I'm always going to keep on talking about that, and I'm not going to stop talking about that, because I have to talk about that. And and like I said, I don't present. Do you know what I mean? I don't present with these symptoms, the average boxed symptoms that you tick that will qualify you to be seen. I've struggled before, you know, with them, with their team, trying to access them because of me not having those symptoms, because of me not ticking those boxes. I've gone along with it, St. Mark's. I've gone along with you. I've gone along with you. That's dangerous. I'm still pissed. I'm not going to be pissed, right? So again, I'm still in that position, right? Where I'm going to go home at some point. It's not a case of if you have a line infection, it's when you have a line infection. And sadly for me, as it's well documented, some of the registrars, they know, but perhaps their hands are tied. They know. I'm just curious, amongst these professional professions, why haven't we come up with a plan after 2018? After 2018, where's my plan? Because I know that my plan surely can't be what happened when I came here a few weeks ago at the other Norfolk Park Hospital in A&E. When I got there, all feverish, obviously very poorly, and when the A&E contacted St. Mark's, you know, they did say that your specialist has instructed us to do the bloods and send you home, and they'll see you in a few months a few months after your scan. Is that my plan forward? Is that my plan forward, St. Mark's? Is that the box that you put me in? Is that my plan forward? Isn't that a very risky plan forward? Isn't that very dangerous? Isn't that very life-threatening? Isn't that life-threatening? And the thing about it is, they already know. They already know. This is the bit, this is what's making me like Aggie like that. They already know how fast I can deteriorate. They already know what happens if I have an untreated bug. They already know. The truth of the matter is, 9 times out of 10, when I say I'm not feeling right, something's wrong. You know, you sometimes get patients that they go home and they're on antibiotics, or, you know, maybe it's not practical, that's not really what you want to do, and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, she said, well, do you understand what I'm saying? Don't you think you need to be looking at my situation? Like, listen, I'm stressed and I'm worried. I shouldn't be. So you're in hospital, you're being taken care of. You shouldn't be worrying about those things. That's a whole lot for me to worry about. Of course I have to be worried. Quite frankly, now I'm in a situation, over the weekend, literally, I swear, over the weekend, I've literally been thinking about,
breakfast?
Yeah, just tea and bread, please. All right. I've literally been thinking about, today's Monday. I did find that email that I was supposed to be sending to pals. Obviously, perhaps it didn't send, I'm not quite sure. And I'm sure I found it in the sent thing, so it might have sent. This is back in August. I sent it, you know, after my appointment, that distressing appointment. It covers quite a lot, so I have to make sure that that's sorted out. But the truth of the matter is, I'm feeling to call the papers today. I'm feeling that I don't have a choice. I'm feeling that there's nothing. I can't talk to you, St. Mark's, because you've already got you're scripted, and that's that. Now, maybe you have to go by your boxes and your ticks and all these stuff, because that's how it goes, by the rule books. But not all of your patients are typically set in your books. Not all of your patients are. You have very, very complex cases, and everyone's different. Not everybody ticks all the crosses and does that. And you have to deal with that particular patient individually, and 9 times out of 10 you do. I'm just concerned, and I need some answers, because I can't believe that 2022, that with me, this is kind of like what we're left to do. Like, as in, I find it hard to believe that we're literally we're following a pattern where we're just leaving me. And if you fix the problem, you send the person home, you let them deteriorate, and then this is the thing that we're doing all the time. Because we know how dangerous that's been, St. Mark's. We know that. We know that. We know 2018 was the biggest thing, hence why I keep referencing back to that, because I'm not trying to go back to that. Now, especially the way that the NHS is going, the way the system is run over at Norfolk Park Hospital. Do you understand what I'm saying? The way things are, even at St. Mark's now. Of course I'm concerned. Of course I'm concerned. But I'm not just concerned. I need to hear something. You need to give me a plan. Because I know you're not just going to just get pot lucky or just wait for something to happen to me at home or drop dead with a bad infection that you just don't see, or you just whatever you keep sending. Do you understand? That's negligent, man. How does that not fall under medical negligence? And you can easily defend yourself by saying, she's a complex case. Her veins or whatever. Okay, they put the veins aside. It's still not. You're still not answering those questions. The fact of the matter is, shot veins or not shot veins, why is this patient being left? You know this patient. Why has she been left at home to deteriorate each time she knows there's something wrong? And it's not like she's just pot lucky. Her body gives her those signs. And medically, you know those signs. When you have that chronic bile diarrhea, bug-like, you know what that even means, St. Mark's. You deal with this. The loss of appetite, what, for all those months, chronic loss of appetite. Huh? And the weight loss. And not like, weight loss, like as in the scales, seeing it going down, your muscle, you know when your body's trying to defend you, it just starts eat after you. A lie? He done that to me in 2018, I don't know, almost for the year. Oh my God, I thought it was a wrap. If it wasn't for the grace of God. Do you hear what I'm saying? So given those signs that we already are well aware of since 2018, we already said that we already said as a team, all of us said, we've learned something from that. Huh? We learned something from that. And I thought the main thing that we would have learned from about 2018 is that, okay, we have a few issues with this patient here, but one of the biggest issues that we need to obviously be wary about is these silent bugs. Yes, the registrar, he's going to do a referral now to the immunologist, to see an immunologist to see what's ticking. So that's in the meantime. In 2018, this was supposed to have happened. It didn't happen. But it doesn't change the fact, whether it's happened or not or whatever. In the meantime, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't change those facts there. In 2018, we still didn't walk away and say, okay, with this patient, we know she has these silent bugs. We know that her body doesn't show these, like sometimes doesn't show these signs like wriggling or, certain spiking. It doesn't always show no heaviness, craziness, until something stokes it. And isn't it interesting? In 2018, even though I was, listen, people that know me from 2018 from the hospital and the staff, if they happen to be watching this, then they will know what time it was for me. How can they not even be curious in thinking, well, rah, How can she be still be? How come she's still falling into this situation? How is she not getting that care? You know, so like I said, in the meantime, I'm still in a situation where, you know, yeah, these silent bugs, which is what we know about these silent bugs. So we know about these silent bugs, and like I said, those are my symptoms that I can share with them, that I know when something's wrong, but it just gets dismissed. It's always covered over. There's always something, and also the fact that it's only slight. But we see when my blood pressure just goes up a little bit, because I have low blood pressure. You see, even if it goes up a tiny little bit, that's not relevant to them. But that's always a sign. You know your body, man. I know. Why wouldn't I be concerned about being left that long? Or is this just the way the system is? Is this just the way that St. Mark's patients are then? Is this what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? That, oh well, if you get an infection at home and we just don't see it, then if you're dead, you're dead. Is that what we're saying? Is that what you're saying to me? Because that is what you must be saying. That is what you're doing, because there hasn't been any kind of communication. I tried to communicate with you, did I not? I tried to email you with my concerns. I tried to email you with my concerns. For those that know, no. You've never listened to me. I'm concerned why you haven't seen these concerns, why you just don't think, okay. So yeah, so there's a few things. You know, my veins in that situation, yeah, we need to look at and stuff like that. It doesn't change the whole thing. Like I said, it's Monday morning, and I just feel like, you know, you feel nervous thinking about, you know, this, about him. Do you know what I mean? But the truth of the matter is, today I'm going to contact the local newspaper. Because maybe they can get some questions, maybe they can get some answers out of him. Maybe St. Mark's will answer them, because they've got nothing for me. They just obviously feel like I'm not worthy to even have some kind of life to live, if you're going to leave me like that. I need to know why. I need to know why it's okay that I've suffered since 2018 to now with this pattern of being ignored, of being neglected. I need to know why. With all your medical genius, you're a medical genius with regards to St. Mark's. I need to know why. Especially the fact that why I can't even have a conversation with my consultant. Why is that? Why is that? Why is it if I try to attempt to speak about some things about me, my health, obviously, you're not having it. You're not having it. You're going to say what you're scripted to say, and that's just that. You're just going to say what you're going to say, and it doesn't make sense. How can you possibly be a doctor without patience? Huh? Without your patience. It doesn't make sense. You need to communicate, like, you understand what I'm saying? You need to communicate. I hear most of the patients talking like that. I hear most of the patients talking like that about him. And how they're left emotional and upset and they're angry. What's this about? Like I said, for my case now, I just feel like I'm in a situation where I'm just going to contact their local newspaper here, and let them know my story, because I don't think that he's not trying to be hearing me. Do you hear me? He's not trying to be hearing me, and like I said, it's the 13th of June, but by the time I got that rapid clinic appointment, that wasn't what, I mean, I was ill months before that, banging at their door. I was ill. I'll just let you know what happens from here. Anyway, I'm going to contact the newspaper. I'm going to have my breakfast. I'm going to finish off that bit thing to the PALS thing. See what's going on. And I think one of the psychotherapists, I think psychiatrist woman or something, was telling me about this. Yeah, so yeah, I forgot what I was going to say actually. But yeah. About this thing, about sharing your story with like patients, or this thing that they have online or something. So yeah, I'm having trouble connecting with that at the moment, but I am going to do that. I think as many people as I connect to, like internally, because this is what it's about, isn't it, really, the internal structure. And also, if I can let the papers know, just something. I just need that. You need that support. You need someone to ask these questions for you. You need to know.